I killed a man last night. The first time, he was already dead. Or at least, that's what the paperwork said. Signed by a licensed physician, time of death clearly noted, cause of death, cardiac arrest. Age 47. Name, Marcus Elwood. Just another stiff in a long line of them. I work the night shift at a morgue in southern Ohio, a place with humming fluorescent lights, a constant smell of disinfectant, and the kind of silence that presses against your eardrums. The bodies don't talk. They never do. Until last night. The body of Marcus Elwood arrived at 11:34 p.m. I remember because the delivery guys were complaining about how heavy he was. Overweight, about 280 pounds. No family with him, no funeral instructions. Just a zippered black bag with cold meat inside. I wheeled him into chamber 12. Slid him in. Logged the time. Went back to drinking my cheap vending machine coffee. At 2:11 a.m., the silence broke. A metallic clank echoed through the hallway. It wasn't loud, but in a morgue, even a whisper feels like a shout. I stood up, unsure if I had actually heard something or just imagined it. Then I heard it again, clank clank, slow, deliberate. It was coming from the refrigerated wall where the bodies were stored. Drawer 12. I walked over, not rushing, not panicking. Just listening. No voices. No movement. But that sound, clank, like someone knocking gently from inside. I placed my hand on the handle. It was vibrating. That's when I felt it, a soft thud from the other side. Then another. I opened the drawer. Marcus Elwood was sitting upright. His eyes were open, but he didn't blink. His skin was pale, bloated from hours of refrigeration, his lips tinged blue. But his chest was rising and falling. Slowly, shallowly, like someone in deep sleep. I didn't scream. I didn't move. My brain froze, refusing to believe what my eyes were telling it. Dead men don't breathe. Dead men don't sit up. Help, he whispered. That was the only word he said. I backed away, slowly. My hand went to my phone. I called my supervisor. There's a problem, I said. Drawer 12. He's awake. The pause. You mean alive? I don't know. Impossible. That body was declared dead. I'm telling you he's breathing. Then make him stop breathing, he said and hung up. That line keeps playing in my head. Make him stop breathing. I looked back at Marcus. He hadn't moved. He just sat there, his head tilted slightly, looking at me. Or maybe through me. I checked his pulse. Weak, erratic. But there. My training kicked in. This wasn't a horror movie. It was a medical anomaly. Maybe the doctor made a mistake. Maybe he had a condition, hypothermia, catalepsy, something that mimicked death. But something didn't feel right. His body was too cold. Rigor mortis had set in, and then faded. That only happens after death. And still he breathed. I brought him into the examination room. Hooked him up to basic monitoring equipment. His heart rate was 22 BPM. Blood pressure nearly non-existent. Brain activity? Flat. But he was breathing. That's when I noticed the scratches. Under his fingernails, dried blood. On the inside of the body bag, long, frantic claw marks. Marcus had woken up before he got to me. I checked the delivery log. He was transported by 2 men from County General. Time of pickup, 9:03 p.m. That meant he had been conscious, zipped in that bag, for over 2 hours. And no one noticed. I went to grab my phone again. But it was dead. The screen wouldn't light up. Neither would the lights in the room. Total blackout. I turned to Marcus. He was standing now. I didn't hear him move. Didn't see him rise. He was just upright. Eyes still open. No expression. He took a step toward me. Then another. I backed away, reaching for anything. A scalpel, a bone saw, anything sharp. But he didn't attack. He just watched me. Then he opened his mouth. And from it came a voice that wasn't his. It was deeper, layered. As if multiple voices were speaking through him. You shouldn't have opened the drawer. The lights snapped back on. Marcus collapsed. I checked his vitals again. No heartbeat. No breath. Brain dead. Like he was before. I didn't call the supervisor back. I just put him back in drawer 12. Locked it. and sat in the break room for the rest of the night, staring at the floor. At 4:03 a.m., the drawer opened itself. I heard the metal slide. I ran back. It was open. Empty. Marcus was gone. I searched the building. Every hallway. Every room. Nothing. Security footage? Blank from 3:58 to 4:07. I was alone. Completely alone. Until I heard the morgue phone ring. It hasn't rung in months. It's not even connected to an outside line. I picked it up. Breathing. That's all I heard. Then my own voice. You have to finish the job. I dropped the phone. That was last night. Tonight, drawer 12 is still empty. But now there's scratching at the back of it. Like something trying to dig through from the other side. And I'm not sure if I'm the one who's supposed to stop it or let it out. I found the location. Behind the supply closet. A section of wall that looked slightly newer than the rest. I moved the shelves. Put on gloves. Tapped around the seams. And heard it, a hollow echo. I pried the panel open. There was. Drawer 13. Unmarked. No handle. Just a smooth steel plate, flush with the wall. I leaned in. And heard breathing. Not like a machine. Not the hiss of vents. Real breathing. Shallow. Strained. And angry. Then a voice, faint, but clear. Put him back. I stumbled backward. Put who back? Marcus? I ran to chamber 12. Still empty. No sign of movement. But the temperature had dropped. The frost was thicker. The air bit at my skin. I checked the logs again. And saw a new entry. Intake complete. Drawer 13. But I didn't enter that. I didn't even know drawer 13 was real until 15 minutes ago. I printed the log. The printer jammed. I opened it to fix the paper. Inside the tray was a single Polaroid photo. Faded. Black and white. It showed the morgue exactly as it looks now. Except in the center of the photo, surrounded by doctors and police, was a body. Burnt. Twisted. Barely human. And standing next to it was me. Same face. Same uniform. Same ID badge. The photo was dated August 1st, 1996. I wasn't even born yet. I dropped the photo. My reflection in the metal cabinets rippled. Just for a second. Then I heard my voice again. You're not supposed to be here. I turned around. Marcus stood in the doorway. But he looked different. Less bloated. Less dead. His skin was darker now, like soot. His eyes burned faint orange. Like coals. And when he spoke, it was only my voice that came out. Finish what you started. He lunged. But not at me. He slammed into the control panel for the chamber. Sparks flew. Alarms blared. I ran. Through the hallway. Past the elevator. Into the basement archives. Behind me, the lights exploded one by one. I found the incineration room. Locked from the inside. But I had the key. I turned it, slammed the door behind me. Inside, silence. For a moment. Then a knock. So, gentle. From inside the incinerator. Let me back in. I don't know what drawer 13 really is. I don't know what Marcus became. But I think I do know this. Something escaped from that drawer in 1996. And I just let it finish what it started. Last night, I locked myself in the incinerator room. Not to destroy Marcus. Not to burn anything. I locked myself in because it was the only room in the morgue without vents, windows, or drawers. Nothing could get in. And more importantly, nothing could get out. But I was wrong. Because when I woke up on the floor at 6:14 a.m., the door was wide open. And there was a trail of ashes leading out of the room. Footprints. Human-sized. Burnt into the linoleum. I followed them. Through the hallway, past the cooling units, and back to the main chamber. Drawer 13 was open. Not broken. Not forced. Just open. Like someone gently pulled it open and slid back inside. Inside was nothing. No body. No trace. No temperature readings. But the walls of the drawer were coated in black soot. And scrawled on the back, in something sticky and red, were 4 words. You broke the circle. I spent the next 48 hours researching everything I could about the morgue's history. Not from digital files, They were all corrupted. Not from official archives, all redacted. I broke into the local historical records building. Went to the back storage where they kept microfilm and handwritten logs. That's where I found it. The incident of August 1st, 1996. There were 2 dead bodies that night. One was a patient, Marcus Elwood, age 47. The other was an employee. Name redacted. But the handwriting was identical to mine. I mean exactly. Same slant. Same curves. Same errors in the way I write certain letters. The employee died at 4:06 a.m. Same time my security footage cut out 2 nights ago. Same time Marcus vanished. There was a note attached to the file. Burnt along the edges. Barely legible. 13 must remain sealed. Do not open. No matter who speaks. No matter who begs. No matter if they wear your face. I sat there for hours staring at that note. Because I remembered the voice on the phone. It was me. And now I was sure. It wasn't a hallucination. Whatever I let out, it was becoming me. Back at the morgue, I ran every biometric scan I could on myself. Retina, fingerprint, heartbeat rhythm, thermal imaging. All came back normal. Except one. The infrared body scan showed something impossible. A second pulse. Slightly behind my real heartbeat. Like an echo. Out of sync. Not mine. I could feel it if I stayed quiet enough. Like something pulsing inside my chest cavity. Sleeping. But aware. Then came the reflection. It started as a flicker. Every time I passed a reflective surface, a metal table, the morgue window, even water, I'd catch a glimpse of myself looking back, a second too slow. My reflection lagged. And sometimes it smiled when I didn't. The final sign came at 3:33 a.m. Drawer 13 slammed open by itself. The force blew out every light in the morgue. The walls shook. The air reeked of sulfur and copper. I ran to the chamber and stared into the drawer. Still empty. But I felt it watching me. Not from inside. From within me. Then I looked down. My own hands were blackened. Covered in soot. And they were moving on their own. Not wildly. Not violently. Just slow. Deliberate. Like a puppet testing its strings. I tried to scream, but no sound came out. Then my mouth opened. And it spoke without me. The seal is undone. The host is mine. I collapsed. Darkness. When I woke up, I was on the floor of Chamber 1. Marcus Elwood's body was lying next to me. But now he was fully dead. Decaying. Rigor mortis locked in. The kind of corpse that can't fake anything. And on his chest, carved into the skin, was a new message. Trade accepted. Over the next few days, I started forgetting things. My address. My phone passcode. My own middle name. I'd wake up in different clothes. Different rooms. One morning, I found myself sleeping in drawer 12. The log said I checked myself in. No memory of it. The thing inside me is getting stronger. Last night I tried to quit. I packed a bag, got in my car, and started driving out of state. I didn't make it to the highway. At exactly 3:33 a.m., I blinked, and I was back in the morgue. Standing next to drawer 13. No car. No bag. Just a new note taped to the drawer. You're not done yet. So now I'm writing this. Not as a confession. Not even as a warning. But as a record. Because one day, someone else will read this. Maybe they'll hear a knock. Maybe they'll open a drawer. And maybe, just maybe, they'll think they're the first. They won't be. Thought I was. So did Marcus. So did the man in 1996. But drawer 13 always finds a new host. And now, it's watching you.